something. I was downloading something and third world internet, and well, here we are with part 2 of a video that's only been on for about a minute and a half. So, base building. This has become my favorite part of the game. This was my first base that I would say I built. I had a friend helping me with the first one, and he started building something. I was like, hey, whoa, partner. This is my game. I like to build stuff, so as you can see, we have all the bare essentials here. This is kind of my main base. It doesn't look like much, but this is where I kind of started becoming familiar with the basics. The basics, get it, of the game and base building. So, and I, have a thing for interior decoration. I like things to look nice, so I did. And I kind of went with configuration. I was trying to make Dracula's castle, but that was way too much work, and I was way too lazy. So, but as you can see, it's not too bad. It didn't turn out too bad. Colored the ground so it looks like a rug because I didn't have any reason on at the time, and I refused to go back and change it because I'm lazy. So yeah, it's really cozy in here. This isn't really what I'm here for, but this was just kind of like just building and seeing what happened. And most of the stuff happening in the base is happening, outside of the building infrastructure. So the main structure, I should say. Make sure these guys are well fed, because you don't want to end up being on their menu one day because of it. So I think you have enough food. Yeah, you're fine. So I got Xenolord last night. I was very and I'm going to show him off. I got one for my friend too, but his was small, and he didn't like that. So I was like, why don't you give me back? And he said, oh no, it's good, it's cool. He's quite quick. He seems like he's faster than Jetragon. I'm not sure that he is, but it seems like he is. He's cool. I'm going to show him off. So, at this point in the game, I haven't done everything. I haven't gotten everyone, but I'm pretty satisfied so far. I wish you could build more bases all at once, but and that kind of leads me to what we're doing with this vid. So, bear with me. And my shitty controller, because we're going to go look at one of my bases. That's just the top of the base. I'm going to go to the bottom and kind of work my way up. It's not finished, but it was kind of a pain in the ass building this thing because, well, I don't feel like the developers were really wanting you to build into a tree, but they gave you the tools to do it. So props to them for that. So initially, this is where I built my base, down here somewhere, because I wanted to have a nice sturdy base. And why is that guy out here? So one of the problems with building in this base is sometimes the Pokemon will fall through all these weird locations. And you're not supposed to be down here, sir, or madame, or whatever you are. So we're going to bring you back up. This is kind of a problem area because Cella's ears often show up. So I kept having to rebuild it. I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm just going to put you right there. I'm going to build it, and then I'm going to just work my way upwards. So I kept shifting. I better take you with me so you don't get in a fight with those Celestiers and ruin the rest of the base down there. Because I keep having to rebuild stuff and get annoyed because you're taking away from, my time. But this is supposed to be a bar. You can't really see anything with this guy here. I haven't really decorated this part of it, so as you see, we're kind of running out of a little bit of area there to build, so I don't know if if I'm going to continue down here or not. We'll see. But I feel like I did a pretty good job of building up, considering I had very little to work with. So this is initially where I was. Close these doors. Make sure they can't leave. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to piss me off, always. No! Are you just gonna be a dork? He is, isn't he? Sorry. I gotta waste time doing this. I can't figure out exactly how else to fill out the base at this moment. It leads to the top of the tree where there's a really nice view. No, you can't do that because this guy needs to fall through all the cracks. So let's go bring him back over. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. I put about 250 hours into it in about 2.5 weeks, so obviously I'm having fun with it. It's a big base, but there's not a lot of large areas for building stuff where I can put everything I need to make it a functional base. So these lower parts are mostly just for decoration. Like if I had a place up here to improve the quality of life in such a way that I would want to live here, well, how would I do that? Well, let's start at the bottom. Sorry, I had to bring that guy in. I had a look at it, but it's a Japanese type base with some glass for optimal viewing pleasure. I'm really proud of myself for just making it up that high and making it somewhat consistent sort of design. Now, it was hard just finding a place to put all this shit. I'll mess with that later. Doesn't look great at the bottom. We're not looking at the bottom. You didn't see a thing, right? No, I didn't. But it starts to get cooler as you continue to go up. Because that was just to get up here. Never mind that. I can't figure out how I'm going to fill out the rest of that area to begin with, so we'll continue to go up. You'll see more and more life as you're doing so. I should let you look at the base, please. I want to fill things out. So if I choose to come here later after doing more work on it, you can be like, oh wow, that's so amazing, how did you do that? And then I could throw one of my balls right there in the corner and be like, yeah, I meant to do that, which is probably something that will happen. So I've got plenty more, it's okay. So this is where I had my first base where it ended. See this right here, this little drop off, it's perfect, but because it looks like a functional step, but it was the only way I could actually make it so that it connects with the top part the way that made sense. Because I built the top first for whatever reason, because I wanted a good view of the waterfall over there, and I put a ranch here, and I was making Palworld, I think, some kind of oil, where, we don't go into what it probably is, but it's oil. You can see the remnants of such high quality Palworld. So as I continued building up, I'm going to make this a bit of a library. I had a romantic notion for a Swiss Family Robinson type of getaway, and that's kind of where this all kind of came from. This base. And I'm just started working on this stuff today, on this level. Not really sure I'm committed to it one way or the other. You can see there's books here. I feel like Belle and her magical library in the Castle of the Beast. Or the Swiss Family Robinson with, way too much time on their hands. Which we both know they do. What else are you going to do on a deserted island? Here's my bar. It's supposed to be kind of like a bar/restaurant. See, there's all the amenities one would become accustomed to living on a deserted island, a restaurant, with a bar, a fully stocked bar, and I was going to put house plans to maybe fill it out even more at this point. I probably will, but not right now. I just have recently been using rugs. They look nice. I like the way they look. At night, the place becomes a bit more alive with the lighting. I'm not really sold on the fluorescent lighting because it's just too powerful. It's overpowering. I don't think it works well with the building materials, the Japanese building materials. It requires a defter approach to ambient lighting, I think. Especially considering the time period where one would expect to find such lighting. These are paper huts and such. This is like a hotel, so you want something a bit more ambient. And lamps, especially, the modern ones, just are a little bit much. So, if you have a Japanese lamp, those work pretty well. Like these little things right here, more chill, I guess. Living room areas for the first in the house. I was like, yeah, I gotta do this. So I'll take a little break here. This is like my room, my work room, I guess. Call it that. And so I write music. Of course, there's a piano here. And for all the hate mail I receive, I have to, reply to all of it. So that's what this desk is for. I send my pals to distribute that. This is a drawer here. It is a desk, a drawer, whatever it is. A table. And just sit here. Not much in the way of electricity here. But it's a nice room. And this is a really nice area to build in. It gives a nice kind of panoramic of the surrounding environs. Not really sure how I feel about that post right there. Obstructing a bit, but I think it's required for the purposes of structural integrity. Close that door. Makes it feel a little bit more closed off and a little bit more atmospheric, maybe romantic. Take your pick. But you can sit in the chairs. Wow. And just look at this, because that's really the only thing you can do in this room anyways, just sit down in the chairs. Eventually, fireplace went out. Oops. Someone lit it. I don't know where they came from. There's nothing here, but... So, a friend of mine told me to put lanterns here. I think it looks pretty good. I felt like it was a way to spruce things up, in a low effort kind of way. It adds nice lighting and ambience, and it looks better from the outside as well. If you're like kind of swirling around the base and checking things out. So this is another one of those areas that was problematic. Like I couldn't find any other way, but you can just walk right over it. Since there's various points where you can't put the foundation down, you have to use another piece. So I had to use a triangular piece to make it work. It's fine, but if your Pokemon try to walk through there, there's, I'd say, a 30 or 40% chance they'll get sucked down into the ether or the neither, or somewhere that's not here or there. And usually they'll just reappear on the bottom at some point, so they don't just like disappear or anything like that. Here's the piano. This is where it starts. The decoration starts to get a little more intimate, a little bit better. I don't know what to do with when it comes to the clear decorations. I don't really know what I'm doing with the clear walls and everything. I was joking that I should make them, like the go-to for bathroom designs. But he didn't seem to like that idea. He called me a psycho, and he's completely right. This is coming from a person who wanted to develop a bathroom in one of these games where the toilets were facing each other. So it's ludicrous, and it's kind of funny if you think about it. Don't think too hard on it. You might poop yourself. And so I know I talked about intimate stuff, and I'm talking about poop and facing toilets in the same paragraph. I mean, if you have any consternations or misconceptions about that, and I guess you're just gonna have to figure that one out on your own. There's another room that I wanted to face the waterfall. For some reason, I had this bench, sofa, whatever it is, facing away, so the guests don't even see it. But I can see it. I don't care if they can see it or not. You really hear the wind up here, which is a nice touch, but I think you can hear that wind just about anywhere. Lots of ambient noises to go with the ambient look. That's a deer scare you're hearing right now. It kind of gets you in the frame of mind to do lots of sitting and contemplating, perhaps. This is my first attempts to get up here because all these guys, some of them will fall through, but I was trying to find a way. I built all of this first. Okay, all this area here. And now I'm just using it for minerals, although I don't even really need them anymore because I'm duplicating now. I mean, it's still a nice look to have monsters running around doing stuff on your base, so I guess that's why. So yeah, as you can see, it's a little off here. That's as close as I could get it. If you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you. I tried doing a lot of other things to make it work differently, and in the end, it doesn't really look too bad, in my opinion. I'd say that it looks pretty good with the furniture and everything. So, and then it's just a nice, easy step onto the main part of the base on the top. And there's a secret place over here. Ooh! Well, it's not really secret at all, but I could make it more secret by blocking it off, I suppose. But that won't keep the pals from getting over here. This is supposed to be my hot tub, so I could see, look, he just jumped in. He's like, oh, you guys talking about hot tub? Let me take a dip. Okay. They do that a lot. As soon as I try to jump in there, someone will always jump in there and just take my spot. This is the most peaceful place in the game, as far as I'm concerned. What this really reminds me of, this whole area, with its pools and its waterfalls and its misty peaks, is Misty Peaks from Monster Hunter Tri, which might be one of my favorite video game locales of all time. So I wanted to do something that could really project the beauty of the place without getting in the way. That's why I chose a more natural sort of building material like Japanese, and then clear for the obvious, well, I can see shit without falling off the side. I mean, it's pretty nice. Let's see what's on the telly. Penguins. There's always penguins. Just penguins and penguins and penguins. Do a little panoramic of everything. There's my little kitchen back there. Hence why there is a frost stallion. He's guarding that fridge because he doesn't want anyone to take the food out, and if they do, they are punished severely. Usually summarily. And sometimes they might have something to say about it. Well, I'm going to say a few last words. Those are my Twinkies. That's all I have to say about that. But So yeah, this is another living room area. So when you're done here, you're done having fun here, and as much as I love sitting here, when I'm like videotaping or streaming, I don't get the impression other people would like it quite as much. So just get on to brass tacks. Look at quite a few carpets down here, and you'll notice that there's a lot of things happening, stuff. Like there's a toilet just here out in the open. Yeah, there is, isn't there? How about that? And yeah. So that's kind of it for the place. There was other things I was hoping to develop, but I don't know that I'm going to mess with it. I feel pretty happy with it. And I know there's going to be other opportunities to fill things out. This is going to be a ranch, like a breeding room or something. I don't know yet. And initially I was going to build all the way up here too. And you can see it, from here, from up above. And it looks pretty good. Not the best, not the worst, but it's creative. Now, how did you fall down there, fella? Well, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm grabbing him by the balls. He doesn't like it, but, he doesn't really have much to say here either. I didn't tell you could take a break, buddy. So, we're going to grab you by the balls and take you all the way back to the top. I'm not grabbing him by the balls. I don't think these things even have bullocks, so. Forget how big this place is. It takes a minute to get all the way to the top. This is the sleeping quarters. Get your ass up here. Ready to go to sleep for the night and close these doors. Only to have them jarred open several times within a 5-second span. It's part of the ambience of this place, the nice, quiet, contemplative nature of it all. And you hear snorting animals cracking rocks right outside, and the smell of, you don't want to know what it smells like, but it's not great. But it's functional at this point. That's what I need, so eventually I'll probably try to think of other ways to fill this area out, but that late game grind is very real. Coralum and hexalite and plasteel, all those good things. Even though I can just dupe now, so don't know how long that's going to last. So it's been working for 2 years. I'm not going to tell you the methods. They're out there. That's right. I'm going to be that guy. And look at that. He's just hanging out in my freaking room. What are you doing? Oh, there he goes. So, yeah, and there's no wonder that they just disappear into the ether. Who knows? So, yeah, that is my Japanese-style base. If you have any questions and concerns and comments, go bother somebody else.